kijiji yenye hakuna stima ama kwenye hakuna maendeleo, huaga giza inaingia mbele ya kwenye kuna stima. Percentage kubwa even today unakuta mpaka simu hawana. Kwa nini? Juu stima hana. So unakuta ya kwamba live yenye anakaa, live yake iko nyuma sana. Ni kama zile siku za enzi. Kupata stima ilikuwa ngumu sana. My old brother akienda kazini, kutoka kwetu university mpaka kwa barabara, ni mimi nilikuwa namsukumia baisikeli mpaka pale. Akianzia kuride ilikuwa masaa ya 1:30, nikaona ya kwamba inatoa mwangaza. So kutoka hapo fikira zangu zikaona ya kwamba to solve the problem yenye iko kwa community, inabidi nitumie plan B ya baisikeli, niende ningoe ile dynamo ya baisikeli, nipeleke kwa mto, nione kama naweza pata stima. Ile maji tu inamwagika pale inarudi kwa mto. So nikaonelea kwamba ile dynamo haiwezi toza kijiji yenye iko pale. So nikaanzia kufikiria kwamba nitatoa generator kubwa wapi. Jamaa mmoja hapo kwa kijiji ndiye tulikutana naye kwa mtu, akaniuliza, "Bona nimekuona hapa mara kadhaa na bado ni kama hujaifaulu." Kamwambia hata hii mambo ya stima nataka kuachana nayo. Akaniambia kwamba mwenye alitest bulb mpaka iwake alijaribu mara 99 ili hiyo bulb iwake, na mpaka wa leo haijai waka vyenye yeye waga anataka iwake. Nikaona inabidi nifikirie. So nikapata jamaa mwenye alikuwa na generator, nikaenda nikaibai 3500. So kitu yenye ilikuwa ni nani atakuwa ananunua mafuta ya kuweka hii generator ili ipate stima. Kazi ya pili ilikuwa kurudi kwa mto, alafu nirudi nyumbani niende nibomoe ile generator. Juu pesa ya mafuta sitakuwa napata. So after kubomoa nikatumia part of the bicycle kama rim. Yenye ilikuwa inazunguzwa na turbine. After that hiyo wheel inazunguza sasa ile generator yenye niko nayo. After that sasa kuangalia kwa reading nikaona ina generator around 240 feet. But right now we are talking about 820 wenye saa hii tumeconnect house. The total of the people that they are using Magiro Power ni kama 3000 hivyo wenye wanafurahia stima ya Magiro Power. So after that kwa kuja watu wa environment kwa shule wakasema kuna kijana anaonekana kwa TV amefanya hivi na hivi. And after that Magiro Power ikapik. Mpaka nikasema kwamba inafaa kuregister Magiro Hydro Power, because that is my name, Magiro, to be registered as Magiro Hydro Power. So from that time kwa kuja watu wengi sana wa environment, tunashidana tunaangalia ni project gani huwa inasaidia mazingira. I have been allowed more than 10 to 14 certificates in Africa and also in the world. Juu hapa Muranga tuko na force, tuko na mito kubwa zenye ziko hapa. Force zenye ziko hapa you can even generate maybe 50 megawatts zenye ziko hapa karibu. Kitu yenye niliona ya kwamba ni kwanza kuchange, to transform the community from wenye wako hapa tuanzie na hapa. Na ni nini tuko nayo? Tunataka kila Mkenya, hakuna time yenye atakuwa anasema ati stima zinakuaga za matajiri. So kila mtu atakuwa anafurahia. Juu hiyo maji tu inakuja inapita kwa mto inarudi. Na hakuna kitu inasaidia. Inafaa kuwa imefanya kazi before ifike Indian Ocean. Ndio tukisema tunahitaji maybe tuungane watu wenye wako hapa ili tuende Kenya Power kwenye iko, hatutafika huko. Tutakuwa bado tunasema 10 years to come, 20 years to come. Hiyo 20 years to come ikifika nitakuwa umri yangu iko juu hata naenda retire. So nitakuwa nasema nimeona stima, but nimeona stima time yenye nakaribia kuondoka kwa hii dunia. Mbona usifurahie time yenye uko young kwa hii dunia?
What a powerful story about energy democracy and the plight towards achieving energy access, addressing energy poverty issues, but also energy affordability issues. So thank you so much, John Magiro, for your effort. And we're really looking forward to diving into that conversation and hearing more about your journey and experience. In 2018, we decided that we wanted to use storytelling as a tool to simplify some of the critical issues that take place in the energy sector. And so Energy for Whom? Scenarios for East Africa was a publication that we published in partnership with the Heinrich Böll Foundation and the Society for International Development. And these are really stories that capture energy poverty issues, energy access issues, energy affordability, and efficiency, but looking very close at achieving a sustainable energy future in East Africa and Africa as a whole. And these are the conversations that we're going to be bringing to you today. But before we even jump into some of the deep critical issues, I want to come to our panelists on this stage and just ask them to each share with us what is their energy story, how did they get into the energy space, and how is sustainability a key issue within their work in the energy space. But let me turn to you, John. Do you want to tell us how your energy story started? What inspired you to get into the space where you actually founded a hydropower plant in Mwaura?
Yes, let me say that the hydropower that I'm doing right now in Mwaura is a big story because I started when I was very young. That is instantly the time I tried to think on how can I try to solve the challenges that we are facing as a community, because at that time we could not have to be afforded to be connected with the power. You normally know that in Kenya it is not only the Kenya Power that the normally supply the power. So that time from our home to where the Kenya Power it was allowed 5 to 10 kilometers. So to be connected with the Kenya Power, and also at that time to get the money to pay for the Kenya Power around that 5,000, it was a difficult situation. At that time, it was a rich guy that could be able to connect the Kenya Power. So my old brother was doing a job of the watchman for a certain factory that is near the village. We called it Kayu. At the time that he was going to the job during 7 at 8, he was riding the bicycle because it is a large distance, about 10 to 15 kilometers. So because at our place, the terrain, it is somehow very steep. So I was supposed to take the bicycle up to the road, and then my brother start riding the bicycle. So the time that he was trying to ride the bicycle, that is when I see the bicycle, it is producing some light. So what came to my idea, it is where to find the bicycle dynamo so that I can try to transform the community that they are trying, and they are also struggling for the same challenge that I am undergoing. So that is Saturday 3, Saturday 4, Saturday 6. So the time that my old brother came up very early in the morning, it was on a Saturday because that time I could not go to the school, Saturday and Sunday. So I make sure that I remove the bicycle dynamo, and then I make a wooden turbine that I put to a certain river that is there within allowed 300 meters. So the time I connect the wooden turbine and also with the bicycle dynamo, and then I put a simple ramp. So the time that the turbine is being rotated by the water, the wooden turbine, it starts producing some light. So the challenge was from where the river it is up to my home, it is a distance. So to get money to board at a certain wire, and you know the copper, it is so costly, I could not make it. So from study 6, study 7, I stopped about the energy. So I started doing for the agriculture. So I started farming the rabbits. At that period, I done it well because I could have around 700 rabbits. At that time, the rabbit, I was selling it at 3,000, 4,000 because it's a big rabbit. So that is where I get the finance now to be able to bore the wire from the distance from the river up to my home. So also the other challenge that I face is that where I could get the relief of putting the wire, some of the community, they say no. So what I then use, I find some of the container that you normally have the ink of the painting of the house, I cut it for a pieces so that I could try to rook or the turbine can be rotated by the wind. So that time, the dynamo was being rotated by the wind, and then I removed some of the parts of there is some of the torches that have a certain battery inside. So the time that the dynamo was being rotated, it was charging that certain battery. So I went, that is a Form 1, Form 2. So the other idea came from because the power that I was using, it was mainly for my house and also for my house. So the other community, they was also suffering with the same challenge. So that a certain dynamo could not be able to serve the whole community that they are within at that location. So the difficulty was the bicycle dynamo was producing around 5 watts. So that is a very simple and could not be able to serve the community. So what I think, our principal was having a car. So the time that I was driving a car, the parade ground, it stopped. So they say it is it have caused because of the battery, it is not charging. So the time that you are trying to solve the problem that is inside the car of our principal, I was not finding that problem. I was trying to think which kind of mechanism it is used in the car to charge the battery. So I noted it is a car alternator. The car alternator, it have about 12 to 48 foot. So I see that I can use that car alternator to improve more production to be able to save the community. So the time that I bought one alternator in the scrap material, because the time that I found the shop, the guy that I could ask to quote me the quotation of to give me the quotation of the alternator, they was asking which kind of the car do you have? Because the alternator is bad with the car that you need to fix. So I could not be able to get one. So what I did, I went to a scrap material where they normally sell some of the parts of the scrap of the car. So at that time I bought one alternator and then I put the lever and then I make a big turbine that could be able to rotate. After that, it did not generate. So what it does, it normally need a permanent magnet so that generates power. So I could not be able. So what I did, I broke my mom reduce so that to remove the permanent magnet to fix inside the alternator. From that time, I do it, and then it could not perform. It generates more current. After that, I bought the petrol generator, and after that, I modify it up to be able to generate with the turbine. And after that, it peaked, and then I generated out 240 volts.
Oh, that is inspiring, John. Thank you so much. I think it really brings out, I'm really fascinated by the fact that you're such a young person. Standard 6 is a really young age to begin to think about these issues, and I hope we have young people who are listening and receiving inspiration from your story, John.